Other creative things. Lyrics are really good for coming up with, I mean, at the end, you can just use the lyric as a rhythmic and melodic tool, and you can toss it away at the end if you want to write an instrumental. So, for example, you could take any lyric or phrase and turn it into music. Just off the top of my head, you could take, I read guitar techniques every month. You know, it'd be like, let's see, I read guitar techniques, how to phrase that? I read guitar techniques every month. You know, there's a rhythm. So let's add some notes to it now. You know. You know, so it's a way to just get started. You know, at the end of the song, you might have gotten rid of the lyric, but at least it gave you a riff. There's an American TV show called Entertainment Tonight, and the theme is da, 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 da. And every time I hear it, I think, Entertainment Tonight. You know, I bet the writer did that. So that's a great way to create. Well, the Bach stuff is a great technical challenge to figure out, because originally it wasn't played on guitar. It was usually played on piano or harpsichord or maybe cello or violin. So in order to get those notes on the guitar, to me, is a really fun and interesting challenge, and inspires new techniques that I might not have thought of otherwise. It does inspire stuff that I'll do in my rock band. I would say, you know, mostly, I mean, not so much in the blues sense, but actually it could there too, you know, because some of the rhythmic things. You know, one of the things, I'm trying to remember the song. You know, just that, right there, there's you know, some rhythms I wouldn't have thought of before. You know, you could go like, you know, it's that same rhythm, but rock notes. Let's see. Oh, and also like for that, you know, you could do. I mean, of course, a lot of, you know, Yngwie Malmsteen style stuff is classically based, but I could take those patterns I learned in that piece, and maybe do something like what was that one? You know, come up with my own simpler version of it. I wish that I was as compositionally advanced as Bach was, because the things he wrote were, I can figure them out, but when I see them there, I don't really know how he came up with them. To me, they all sound beautiful. He's not dissonant. It's not weird. That complexity isn't too much for my ear, but it's beyond the math that I know. And I would love to learn that math someday, math being the music theory that's behind that. Because I'm sure it would be applicable to rock or to a lot of things. Some of it is, a lot of it has to do with live performance. To be able to do something that I can do, you know, sitting down here in a controlled environment, on stage when the monitors are terrible and you know the stage is uneven and you know, there's just a million things going against you, and to still be able to do it well. And also to be able to really communicate emotionally to the audience through the instrument. And that to me, although it seems like a simple thing, took such a long time and continues to be an art. Because when you write your songs and you know, compose your solos and you practice, usually you're either practicing by yourself or you're communicating with the other musicians. And suddenly you're put in this different situation where you have to communicate outward. And it's completely different. The thing that I would originally do, like when I was with Mr. Big, is we would have a set prepared. We do it the same way every night. It would be really tight, really well played, but depending on how the audience was, we wouldn't change it. You know, no matter who the audience was or how they felt or what the venue was, we would play that set the same way. And sometimes it was great, and sometimes it was a little out of sync. And I really enjoy now taking a little more taking more chances and modifying what I do to fit what I feel coming out of the audience. When I do shows now, sometimes I'll come out just with my guitar, I'll look at the audience, and I'll really look at them. You know, sort of check people out and get a feel for it, and I'll just play a chord softly and then think, you know, you know, I mean, it all sounds very new age and trippy, but the result of it has been some of the most amazing playing I've done. You know, things have come out of me that never would have come out otherwise. And you know, I don't know if it's a place to start, but once you've built all these techniques, they're just tools to, you know, to communicate your emotions and your art, and you have to communicate them to someone. And sometimes it's helpful to be aware of that someone. So, more specifically on the guitar, I still feel that vibrato and phrasing and all the really simple things, or seemingly simple things, because they're not fast, have a great power. You know, if I just bend a string in time, that somehow emotes. It emotes a lot of power. And the more techniques I come up with bending, I mean, I'm really excited when I come up with a new bending technique. If I can go, like, this is a newer one, going. You know, it just has a soul to it, you know, that you can't get on piano. I mean, so many things, the way I think about guitar is piano-ish. You know, I like the math of piano. It's very appealing to my intellect. But emotionally, if I can go, you know, or just get some screaming notes out of the guitar, you know, that to me gives me probably the greatest joy, and I still you know, have a really good time pursuing that. I mean, very recently I learned a lick where I bend up, and I love that. I could play the thing forever because it's like a new way of bending, up and then down. I got to switch over the little string. You know, I use that all over the place, and I can't wait to find the next one. So, yeah, I guess it's just, you know, now that I've got all these tools, I want to find the best way to use them to, you know, to speak to the people who love music like I do.